Peace and what's good, guys? How's it going? Hope you guys are doing well. WrestleMania 38, Night 2 is officially in the books. It's over and done with. And I must say that this night was extremely fun, just like Night 1. This was overall a fun fucking show. It had its ups and downs, its highs and its lows, but all in all, it was really, really fucking good. I thoroughly enjoyed this. So please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? So we kicked the show off with Triple H. He comes out to a fucking monstrous pop. I'm like, damn. And it's well deserved. And I'm a huge Triple H fan. Always have, always will be. Not necessarily his booking style with, the original version of NXT. But that being beside the point, Triple H is still one of the all-time greats to ever do it and lights up the boots. It just sucks that, what happened to him, but it is what it is. That's called life. And you have to deal with it the best way you can. And you have to be able to turn lemons into lemonade with, what you get. You have to be able to deal with the hand that you've been dealt. And, you have to turn it, you have to turn shit into sugar. So, it happens. But he came out to a monstrous pop. The crowd loved it. And he addresses the crowd and he says, "Thank you and welcome to WrestleMania." And it was great. And then before he left, he had the water bottle and his boots in the ring. He also hugged his daughters and Gable Stevenson. So that's interesting because Gable Stevenson will come up in this. So first match of the night was for the Raw Tag Team Championships. It was a triple threat match. RK Bro, Street Profits, and Alpha Academy. This was fun. This was a decent way to start the show. So towards the end, Montez Ford goes up, tries to hit the frog splash. He eats an RKO from Riddle, and then Chad Gable, he tries to do the same thing, and then he's met with an RKO out of nowhere from Orton, and they win. Then post-match, they celebrate with the Street Profits. They offer a toast to RK Bro and Gable Stevenson. And Chad Gable was like, nah, he interrupts it, says fuck that shit. And Stevenson does a belly-to-belly suplex. He looks pretty decent. He had, the suplex looked pretty good. But I still think that he needs to be in the PC. If Braun Breaker was there in NXT, he needs to do the same thing. It just doesn't make any sense. I feel like going back to last year during the draft, he never should have got drafted. I gave the match and everything, and that post-match segment, I gave it a 2 out of 5. Moving on, we had Omos versus Bobby Lashley. This was a pretty fun match. It was about 6 minutes in length. Lashley wins via a spear, so he spears almost in the kidney. He was able to get like a snap suplex on Almost, and then he hit him with a spear in the kidney. Then he almost got up. He speared him again, and Lashley wins via the spear. I gave that a 3 out of 5. I'm fine with Almost losing. I'm fine with it. I don't know what they're going to do with him next, but I feel like they're trying to build Bobby up again, and, basically Bobby just got back, so the motherfucker's got to dominate. Next, oh my God, we had some fun ass shit. Like, this was so fucking good. I know a lot of people despise comedy wrestling type shit, but I thoroughly enjoyed this 15-minute match. Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville in a anything goes match. This was so much fun. You have to go back and watch it. There were mouse traps, there were tables, steel chairs. Sami got kicked in the nuts. Um, this was just great. He got power slam by Wee Man. That was funny as fuck. So much good shit, man. Sammy's just such a good sport. He's a gym. He's a goddamn gym, and this was just phenomenal. And so Johnny wins via like a roll up into a giant mousetrap. Normally I hate roll ups, which I do, but because it was so good and it was so entertaining, I had no choice but to give it a 4 out of 5. Great. Next we had the Fatal 4-Way for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Sasha Banks and Naomi. They had a pretty badass entrance. They came out in a nice car. Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley versus Shayna Baszler. And Natalya versus Clean Zelina and Carmella. This was a pretty fun little match here. It wasn't long. I think it went about maybe 12 minutes, I think. So Sasha and Naomi, they win like expected. Like, it doesn't really matter because I wasn't really into the match. I gave it a 2 out of 5. But Sasha and Naomi, they win. It was like a rear view into a Meteora for the win, which was kind of pretty cool. I'm fine with it. You know, it is what it is. But it's like we've got to get rid of those tag titles. They don't mean anything. I feel like the division just needs just one singles title that everyone goes after, kind of. That's just my whole take on it. Then we had AJ Styles versus Edge. That was a banger of a match. These guys went about 25 minutes. Towards the end of the match, Damian Priest, he makes his presence known. And AJ was going for the phenomenal forearm, but Edge hits a spear in midair with a 1-2-3. And then post-match, Priest and Edge, they stare each other down, and they both quickly smile sinisterly and walk out of the ring. I give that 4 out of 5. So I'm loving this. So the reports and rumors were true that Edge was going to start up a new faction / stable. Damian Priest has already been added, which is great. Hopefully we'll have more details on it tonight, which we probably will. Hopefully they bring in like maybe Tommaso Ciampa. I don't know who else they could bring in. They need like a 4th man, but I don't know who that could be right now. I really don't know. I know Tommaso Ciampa would fit perfectly in something like that. If Finn wasn't IC champion, I could see him, doing that. If he wasn't a babyface, I could see him involved. But I really don't know who could get involved at this time outside of, like I said, Tommaso Ciampa. That would like just fit in like a glove. Then we went downhill. We took a wrong turn completely. Like, this match that never happened, that being Ridge Holland and Sheamus with Butch versus The New Day. The New Day got slaughtered here. It was like a 2-minute and 30-second match to 3 minutes, I think. I think it was 3 minutes, I believe. And they got utterly destroyed, like utterly destroyed. So Ridge wins via the Northern Light Brainbuster. I get that 1 out of 5. Like, this should have happened on a episode of SmackDown. Now, this right here is some crazy shit. Pat McAfee is a fucking star. Austin Theory will be a star in due time. This was great. Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory was an absolute banger. It was an absolute fucking banger. I loved it. Pat McAfee is a motherfucking natural. A natural. He wins via a roll up, so I had no choice but to put a 1 out of 5 with that. But then Pat started talking shit. And so Vince, he takes off his jacket. He teases the crowd first. Then he takes his jacket off. He takes off his tie, unbuttons his shirt, still has a badass physique at 76. Vince is one bad son of a bitch. And he proceeds to challenge Pat McAfee. McAfee gets his ass kicked in a squash match. Like, Vince lays in some clotheslines. Austin Theory obviously helps him out. And then Vince wins via like a football kick in the ribs. That's what I have in my notes. I get a 1 out of 5. But with what happens next, it was so fucking beautiful. It was like it was 1999. Like, it was like the Attitude Era all over again. So Austin comes out, tremendous pop. He shares a beer with Vince, stuns Vince. Then he stuns Theory. Then he shares a beer with Pat. And then he stuns him. And he starts drinking beer again. So typical badass Austin shit, man. I fucking loved it. Loved it. I'm going to give that a 5 out of 5 because it was just so good. So good. Then the main event. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Championship unification. Roman wins via the spear. Now, towards the end of the match, Lesnar locks in the Kimura lock. And I believe Roman was saying to Paul, to Heyman, saying that, hey, look, man, something's not working right. So, obviously, maybe Brock botched that Kimura lock, but it seems like Roman could very well, more than likely, be injured. So they kind of had to end it kind of quick because it was heading close to midnight. So when this was all said and done, the show went out the air by 11:47. So Reigns wins via the spear, so they cut it short. I know people are going to be mad about it, but it is what it is. I gave it a 4 out of 5 because they told a beautiful story. I'm not talking about the match itself. I'm talking about what led up to the match and everything else. That was the beauty of it. Why would people expect for anything to change with Lesnar and Reigns? We've seen them 7 times. This is time number 7. It's hard. Lesnar's not going to work this work rate style of like 20 minutes. That's not Lesnar. That never has been Lesnar. That was back in his, I'm not even going to say his prime, but that was back in his younger days, younger years. He's not doing that in his mid-40s. That's not going to fucking happen. No. We got like a 12-minute match, which was great. You're not going to get, that's all you're going to get from Lesnar. It's about between 10 and 13 minutes, and we got 12. So, I mean, I don't understand why people were upset about it. Roman still reached with both titles. I don't see this being the end of the brand split at all. I do hope that Roman makes an appearance for tonight and SmackDown, obviously. If not, it is what it is, but I think he will. So overall, this was a good show and a fun WrestleMania weekend. This has actually been one of the best WrestleManias in the last 10 years. It's been one of the best that we've had in the last 10 years. And WWE actually tried, and they put a lot of thought and effort in this. Night 1 had its moments, night 2 had its moments. If I had to say what was the better night, I would say night 1. Night 2 was good, but night 1 was just a little bit better. So on that note, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos. I'll catch you guys later. I hope that Rhodes is the first person that we see on Raw tonight to give us a good 15-minute promo. Hopefully, we expound more on the Edge stable, and hopefully, we see Roman. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Tune in